against Zombie Pod because everything's sorcery speed and a lot of your permanents are really important. So just getting rid of them, and he doesn't. All right, so he just wants to Restoration Angel. I guess that's a fine play, but
you know, John's got to assume that this is Resto Angel.
yeah,
Because
if he has a fourth land, this Restoration Angel could be devastating for Aaron because he'll block the messenger. It'll get a counter. He can like pod away the ghoul to go get Restoration Angel to blink the messenger. So, oh, he's not. He doesn't have the fourth land. I know John would like sandbag the pod, but so he gets Blood Orchid, which isn't the worst because if anything dies in combat, Aaron's going to be taking a lot of damage.
John with a bit of a pump fake there with the attack.
Just wants to get as much information as possible.
And now Aaron definitely going to play the Angel.
He has to. He's forced to play. I think he's trying to decide which creature to block. Or maybe he's thinking about just going straight into a race. I mean, it's not really bad now. He's going to block the ghoul probably and then Oblivion Ring. Nope.
Choose to block this messenger.
Yeah, after showing that you're tapping out for a Blood Artist, I kind of like just blocking the ghoul and then Oblivion Ringing the messenger.
So now John had, I think John has a Tragic Slip in hand, so
Yeah.
he had kind of an interesting choice there. He could have Tragic Slipped the Resto Angel. Oh, no, I guess
I mean, he
it's
still
a
can, yeah.
3/3, yeah, no. So
Yeah.
he's going to Tragic Slip this Resto Angel post-combat.
Mm-hmm.
There he gets to drain Aaron for 3, 2 from the Drawless Messenger coming back to play, and 1 from the Blood Artist. Then another 1 from this Tragic Slip here, and that's a lot of damage.
Yeah. He doesn't have a Metamorph in hand, right? I don't think John does.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because I thought I saw one, but all right. So untap Vapor Snake will stem some bleeding, especially to get this Restoration Angel in play. Like he can maybe trade with the messenger and stop the 2 damage. Especially like bouncing a 1-drop back to Zombie Pod's hand is actually pretty good, especially since he's choked on mana right now. It might be able to just slow his entire turn down. But Aaron is in a lot of trouble. That is a ton of pressure on the board. All right, so he's going to pay the mana to see his hand. And
All right, so it's a Skin Render, a Pod, and a Phantasmal image.
this does happen sometimes. You might end up with an image that can't get cast every once in a while. It's a little awkward. Getting stuck on 3 with so many 4-drops.
And 4th land for Aaron,
So now,
still Angel mana.
and a Snapcaster Snake, so he could, if he wants to, just bounce a bunch of things, and then... Alright, so he's now going to Oblivion Ring.
Ooh.
Yeah, he just... the plays are a little...
Yeah,
little
I mean, if he was
schizophrenic.
going to... If you're going to make a line, you got to follow through with it
Yeah,
a lot of the time.
I agree with that. Alright, so this is going to come in now that John has no pressure and he has his opponent tapped out. Now he can just... This final blow of playing a Birthing Pod.
Yeah,
This will
that's gonna be
slowly
huge.
take control of the game. Now that, with this online, that is your Planeswalker. I think he's just going to Vapor Snag something just to keep things off the board. I don't think this is the perfect time. Oh, he's probably afraid of an extra land. He wants to make sure a messenger doesn't hit the table.
And that's reasonable.
Yeah, it's a very safe play. All right.
But at this point, at 4, when you know your opponent has that Blood Artist in hand, it's pretty rough because, I mean, the Artist Chain almost kills you by itself at this point.
Yes, you have about 2 turns to kill your opponent or deal with the Birthing Pod. That's all you can do. Or find a Grafdigger's Cage. Against a Grafdigger's Cage, I once even started activating my pod because of the Blood Artist in play. My opponent was really low, but he had a cage, so I just kept killing my own guys. Alright, yeah, Aaron has a ton to think about right now, but I can't think of anything in his deck. Sleep is not going to get him out of this one. Unless maybe he actually puts John to sleep instead of his creatures.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, at this point, John doesn't even need to attack ever again to win.
No.
It's just...
He might not. Alright, so he's just going to keep all the creatures off the board, force Pennick to use all of his mana next turn.
And John with that Tragic Slip in his graveyard, the Phantasmal Image copying Snapcaster Mage is a very real play.
Yes.
But this turn...
If you would need a blue source.
For all of our on-demand 8-player side events.
John is just such a strong player, though. Like, I've known of him for so many years, but until this last Pro Tour where I tested with him, I didn't know how smart this kid was. So good at Magic.
You know, for many years, whenever I've asked people questions about formats, one of the things I've commonly heard from people is, well, Pennick told me.
What did he say?
That's what they would say, is Pennick
yeah.
told me. And then, you know, it's...
Yeah, quietly one of the best MTGers. Just hasn't had that breakout at the Pro Tour yet. I mean, he's so focused in school, too. Like, he is going places in this world. Alright, so we have a Vapor Snag and Restoration Angel for Aaron, and I don't really see how he's going to get out of this.
And with another land, I mean, again, he can bounce 2 creatures this turn.
Yes. Yeah, he can just put both creatures back into his hand.
But then he's got to be tapped out, and then John can just play the Artist, sacrifice it, and get a Messenger, and Aaron will be at 1.
Yeah.
And John will have a pot and a Messenger in play.
If he draws a land, then he can copy the Messenger, too. Alright, so Snapcaster comes in.
And it looks like that's what we're going to see.
Yep.
Alright, so Snag, going to bounce this Blood Artist back to John's hand.
And he's just going to play another land and have Vapor Snag up.
Seems reasonable.
Alright, so I think John's probably just doing any math to see if he can just kill his opponent this turn, which...
It's pretty tough to do that, but...
Yeah, he would need another land.
Yeah.
So we're going to play that Artist once again. John just was like, "You're dead. Can we go to game 2?"
Come on.
Alright, there comes Restoration Angel.
Some odd timing on that Angel.
Yeah. I think Aaron thinks that John wants to pod from 1 to 2, but I don't think we're podding from 1 to 2.
I also do not think that we're potting from 1 to 2. Also, I mean, making that play, then, you know, he doesn't know that John has another 1-drop in hand. Now John can just, you know, cast the 1-drop after activating the pod.
Yep.
So... The Vapor Snag kind of just let John draw a card and lose a life because he would have been able to just eat the zombie with the rest of Angel.
Yep. And so Blood Artist gets sacrificed, shooting Aaron for 1 life. John gains 1. Well, and loses 1. Pretty much afterwards, he loses 1. And then the Messenger drops Aaron to 1. So no more Phyrexian mana. Can't snag your own things. Not Sandblack, so it doesn't have Unsummon. Just everything.
A lot of people have Unsummon these days.
Do they?
Yeah. Usually like 1 or 2 on the board.
Sure. Alright, so what could Aaron draw to win this game? Running Temporal Masteries? Not a Mana Leak? Mana Leak's not going to do it?
Yeah, I don't really know what you could draw at this point.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to game 2. John Pennick wins with my new love, Zombie Pod. But let's see
I
what.
also love this deck.
Yeah, it's
I
so
mean,
amazing. You're the one that got me onto it. So let's look at Aaron Cyber, because that is the most important part about how Game 2 is going to go. I see that we have a Divine Offer and a Revoke that could potentially come in. Obviously, is it now 1 or 2? I think it's 2 Celestial Purges.
Yeah, I believe this is 2 Celestial Purges here, so those are going to be pretty good. How do you feel about Tameo in this matchup?
I don't think Tameo is actually that bad against pod decks. Hopefully he does bring it in. It's way better than Gideon, because you get to lock down one of their permanents, and if it's a Birthing Pod, you don't have to have removal for it. You can just that's your answer. So I really like him bringing in 2 Tameos, 2 Celestial Purges, probably 1 Divine Offering.
Images, I think you bring in here.
Images aren't that great, right? Like, you're copying very aggressive creatures, so like you only can copy your own stuff.
I don't know. I think just copying Snapcaster Mages is really strong in this matchup. I think copying Messengers is pretty good. A lot of the time, just being able to copy a Blood Artist prevents you from just dying to that inevitability that they have. Like, creating that parity is really good.
Well, what do you take out? I think the 3 mana leaks obviously come out. The Mental Misstep comes out.
The Mental Misstep is bad here.
Yeah, it can stop a Tragic Slip, but it's still not that good. I think the Gideons will get swapped with the Tameos. You don't want to take any of your creature base out, because it's actually pretty good against the aggressive draws. And you want to rely on your Oblivion Rings. I guess I would bring in the Revoke and the Divine, because you have 4 Blade Splicers. Combat becomes really difficult, so if you just deal with the Birthing Pods, it'll actually be hard for Pennick to break through. On the Zombie Pod side, we have some sweet ones. So there's 3 Duress to stop some spells. But the problem is I think John still thinks he might be against Delver variant. Like, he knows it's a Delver variant.
You saw the Oblivion Ring.
Oh, you did see an Oblivion Ring, so that does say that it's a control. It's like a mid-range deck.
Yeah, I mean, the Oblivion Ring is kind of the giveaway.
That's the giveaway, yeah. So we have Nihil Spellbomb Trinket Mage that I don't think he'll bring in. Yes, I said Trinket Mage.
Hey, I think Trinket Mage is a nice one.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That again, that was some JVL tech.
Yeah, I came up with that one.
He's secretly like my ghost deck builder. Like, whenever I have a sweet deck, I just call JVL. I'm like, yo, you've been playing Magic? Yeah? All right, I got some questions for you. The sweet card for the pod chain is Entomber Exarch. So what this guy does is he can return a creature from your graveyard or take a non-creature from your opponent's hand, and because you have Phantasmal Image and Birthing Pod, you can just make like 4 Entomber Exarchs. You can untap and make like 3 more and just take every card out of their hand. Leave them with no options. You have a bunch of Grizzly Bears.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really strong line. I think it's kind of like the Mind Slicer of this deck. In a way.
Exactly. Man, if Mind Slicer was legal.
If Mind Slicer was legal, Mind Slicer would be a real nice one of these zombie pod decks.
But yeah, so Entomber Exarch comes in, the Duresses come in, and that's about it. A lot of the removal comes out. I guess you bring in the second Metamorph too. It's good to make multiple Birthing Pods. Like, you never just want to sit on one, because if they find the out, then you just like get stopped again. But it only takes about 2 activations from that card to actually win the game. So it's not too bad, but
I mean, this isn't the matchup that John wants to be up against, by the way.
No.
This is not where John wants to be. I mean, the Zombie Pod deck is, in my opinion, probably the best positioned deck in this format. And I do not think Blue-White Midrange is positioned well at all. No. But Blue-White Midrange is for sure strong against Zombie Pod, because, I mean, it has the tools it needs to deal with the Birthing Pod. And then cards like Blade Splicer, Resto Angel, and Sphinx, those trump the base creature, like the creature base that the Zombie Pod deck is playing without the
I agree with you on that if Aaron can control the Birthing Pods. If you can't control Birthing Pod, that's not where you want to be. Like, your cards aren't fast enough to kill Zombie Pod, and they just gain too much life. Yeah. But the cards that you take out is a little bit of removal, and hopefully John knew to take a couple of the Blood Artists out. You really don't want those that often, especially when your opponent has 2-drops like Snapcaster Mage that might be sitting in play, that you use your images to chain up to your 3-drops. I find Blood Artist one of the weakest cards against blue-white decks.
I mean, I think you side out Blood Artist against Delver, side out Blood Artist against...
That's about it, against control.
Against Snapcaster decks.
Yeah, or just these like Trading Post control decks. Like Terminus things, like... It's just like a board. It doesn't put any pressure on them. Then you always have to overextend with like a card that does nothing except work with your pods.
Seems to make sense. I mean, in many ways, it's worth keeping one in almost all the time.
Oh yeah, you want the
Because-
chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no like good 2-drops. Like I just wanted one good 2-drop to like chain with, but there just isn't one. Like. It's so
Yeah, I
bad.
mean, that's why I suggested Perilous Mirror. And it's
Yeah.
just not good enough.
Yeah.
But
Or Butcher Ghoul. Like.
yeah, you see a lot of people playing like one Butcher Ghoul.
Yeah, sometimes you just need it. All right. So we're on our way. Everyone keeps all their hands, and Pennick does not have. He doesn't have a zombie. Oh no. The one thing I like about Aaron is that he waits on his like. Oh, okay, it was a glacial. Never mind. He waited on his thunder. I like that. All right, so we have one part of our anti-zombie combo, which is the Celestial Purge.
Yeah, the
Now-
problem is that he has 2 more lands there, and he
Yeah.
already has a pretty land-heavy hand. So if he keeps all 3 of these cards, like, he
You-
might be putting himself in a rough position.
You can never. You always need a Celestial Purge. Always.
Oh, and yeah, never mind. His hand has Gideon and whatnot in it. He
Yeah.
wants those lands. That's fine.
All right, so
And Sphinx. So the top of his deck is going to be able to get him to 5 by itself.
oh yeah, that's not a bad curve. All right, so there is a Blood Artist.
So Blood Artist stayed in, and
The best Blood Artist ever because you're. I mean, it sucks that John had a Blood Artist because he would have just like made those gut shots really bad all game. But all right, so there's the Celestial Purge that will do so much work in this game.
yeah, we can expect great things from Celestial Purge as this game progresses.
Yeah. All right. So we draw another land. We have a Duress. We have an Image, Fume Spitter, Metamorph. Multiple
This hand is,
images. It's very
clone
reactive.
heavy. Yeah, it's not where you want to be right here. I mean, you'll become really good if Aaron ever gets that Sphinx on the table.
I always am so scared to be in the middle of a Consecrated Sphinx battle when I'm not the Sphinx deck.
I don't know. I think the Zombie Pod deck, the curve is so much lower that you can actually like use all of the cards instead of getting choked up. And like you can actually kill the Sphinx because you're going to be drawing so many cards, and like you can draw into
removal.
like slips and things like that. So
I love the patience that John has. Is like my hand's very reactive. I don't want to use this Duress yet. He's blue-white, maybe control, so I want to make sure I like get all the turns away from that Ponder, as well as probably cast it right before my opponent plays a Planeswalker.
yeah, I mean he's going to play it this turn, the Duress.
Yeah.
And you know he probably knows Aaron. They're wearing the same shirt, so I wouldn't be surprised here if he knows that Aaron's on some sort of like,
Yeah.
blue-white mid-range deck before the match even starts.
All right. That is a pretty controlling grip. That is the hand that John wanted to do something against, not just sit here. You know what's the sweetest thing about clones and Undying? Is the random times you get to legend out a Gideon. I got to do that once, and it felt so good. All right, so we're going to double Duress and get rid of that Gideon. And leave Aaron with a Consecrated Sphinx and a Vapor Snag. And the funny thing is that could easily do it. Could easily be enough to win this game.
I mean, Aaron doesn't have much left, but the top of his deck is very live now that he has these 5 lands in play.
Yes.
And there are a lot of haymakers that he could peel off the top.
John's hand is very clumped. That is a haymaker.
Yeah, that land is a haymaker.
And you know what else I love about this match? Everyone's playing with unhinged lands, and that's all I play with too. This is so good. I'm very happy right now. All right.
Yeah,
So
that's not what John wanted.
Yeah, we don't want more.
Cool.
We wanted another blue source so we can either double Image or Metamorph. Like, we don't want to just get bounced. Go, I hope you didn't draw that land. Ooh, there's another Gideon.
Ooh. And this is looking really bad for John at this point.
All right, so Aaron's going to play a land, throw that Consecrated Sphinx into play, and go wee.
Hope for the best.
That is the best. There's no more hoping. You just have the best in play.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I don't think there's anything sweeter you can do than draw 2 cards to your opponent's 1.
I mean, he could conceivably be worried about, the Fume Spitter Tragic Slip possibility.
Yeah, I mean, right now you do have the
can't
option.
really play around it.
You have the option to just kill the ghoul, so it's fine. But yeah, there comes Consecrated Sphinx. Pennick just...
Pretty sure that's the right play.
Alright, he did not miss the trigger. Found another Vapor Snake, so now Pennick will never ever get a...
Sphinx was on,
Yeah. Alright, losing 2 life, playing a Metamorph.
I feel like John may have missed 3 points of damage there. I mean, if you attack into that Consecrated Sphinx, I don't think you're going to get a block.
Yeah, you are, because you could just sack the Fume Spitter and Tragic Slip.
I guess you're right, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if there was 2 like Diregraph Ghouls, sure.
Yeah, he clearly would have had it if he had it.
Yeah. Oh, what just happened? Oh, there he's allowing it to happen. He didn't untap upkeep.
Oof.
That could be bad for Aaron.
That could be really bad for Aaron. Looks like that John may be back in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, he did not do it during his upkeep. He's going to draw 2, and he still has 1 trigger left.
Ooh, Aaron's gonna draw more? No, Aaron. Bad Aaron.
Pennick found his Tragic Slip, so then now John's thinking if he wants to go deeper again. Yeah, John found his Tragic Slip, doesn't want to give Aaron many outs, so. Yeah, that's scary, like allowing John to draw some extra cards.
And how many extra cards did John draw?
Just 2. And
Just 2,
Aaron
he
drew
chose
2.
to not keep going up the
And
chain.
Aaron only drew 2 too. Yeah, he found his Tragic Slip. He doesn't want Aaron to draw a bunch of cards, right? Like, he wants, like, the more cards that Aaron gets to draw, the lower the variance of the game. And John really just wants Aaron to whiff. So he probably just found a slip, and that's all he wanted. Now, he might draw more cards during his turn and not give Aaron more things to do with his.
This Taxian Probe going to give John some extra opportunities to draw. I'm not sure if he's going to take that extra opportunity. I mean, if he didn't want to draw those 2 extra cards last time, then he won't want to do it this time either.
Yeah. All right.
And John doesn't even stop to think about it. I mean, if he chose a line, he's going to follow through with it.
Yes.
And I like that.
Yeah, it's confidence. Like, you just can't give a person that much land and that many cards. It's not how Magic works.
All right, so Aaron here.
He's gonna play a Blade Splicer.
It's pretty good.
I'm curious why he won't Vapor Snake the Sphinx. It seems like such a easy play to make.
Maybe he's waiting till John kills his own Sphinx.
Yeah, but he has
To do
2
it.
of them. He has 2 Vapor Snakes.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. That's just very strange to me why he wouldn't. Pennick's going to run that out there. He'll have a Sphinx. He doesn't want Aaron to have one. But because he only has 2 Vapor Snakes, John can kill the Consecrated Sphinx. Aaron might protect it, and then he'll play another one. And then he'll always have 2 Sphinxes in play. Alright, so yeah. He's going to do that, kill off the Blade Splicer, and get rid of the Consecrated Sphinx.
Yeah, and then the Tragic Slip will be able to kill this Consecrated Sphinx before Aaron gets to draw any extra cards during John's upkeep. And Aaron decides to Vapor Snag his own Sphinx.
Yeah, which John is fine with. He's going to get in there for 4, or he's going to draw his card, get in there for 4. And Woodland Cemetery. And probably make another Consecrated Sphinx.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything else I'd rather do here.
All right, now that it's attacking.
So
Vapor Snag takes it away. And that's a little frustrating because having 2 Sphinx would be sweet.
yeah, I mean, at this point, it's.
I think
It's
you
again
you
not
play the
the
messenger. Next turn you can make 2 Consecrated Sphinxes and do it again.
Well, he can't make 2. He doesn't have enough
He
blue
has-
sources.
No, but he a
Oh,
Cavern of
he has
Souls
a 5th land. Yeah.
and
okay.
he has a 5th land and it's a Cavern of Souls. So you can make 2 Phantasmal images if you wanted to, or you can make a Metamorph image. All right, untapping that Ponder, slowly getting closer to combat. All right, and the 3rd Vapor Snag. All right, so many options. Like you can play the Gideon. You know that John has more clones, but you have Snapcaster Vapor Snag. All right. Aaron's gonna stay on the aggressive and get in there. Maybe it's just time to put Gideon in play and say, you know, we'll play this we'll build the boards up. Because you have Snag and you have Snapcaster Mage. He did not. What?
I am confused.
What? It's,
Uh,
I know what happened.
Did you trust
We're
Snapcaster?
still sleeping. This is all a dream. I mean, John Pennick's playing my deck. Like, I must still be asleep. You should pinch me. Nope, it's real. All right, so now we're just going to make as many Dross Messengers as possible.
We can make a few.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this that much. I'd much rather attack, like, show the. Yeah, here's the Purge. Like, all right, so that goes away. I wonder what he's gonna want to make. Probably just a Golem. Like when the board's filled with bears and 3/3s, might as well make a Golem.
I think you might just want to copy Snapcaster Mage and then Duress.
Oh yeah, you can dress again.
Yeah, and then I mean,
That is way better. Yeah.
yeah. Copy Snapcaster Mage. I mean, you need that Tragic Slip because you want to be able to copy the Snapcaster Mage so you can Tragic Slip away the Sphinx. That's a really important line to have in your
Yeah.
bag of tricks. In this game, the Snapcaster Mage played by Aaron actually really helped John in that regard.
Yep.
But I mean, it makes John have to decide whether or not he wants to attack, and I think he almost always wants to attack. So
Yes.
not going to be that big of a deal. Snapcaster is going to get to trade here. We
All
go
right.
ahead
Yeah.
and
Get rid of
take
that
this
Gideon. Yeah.
Very high impact.
Can just end the game with a couple swings.
Yeah.
Like John has to play offense and defense.
He needs to have all the angles this game.
Yeah. You definitely want to get. You'd love to trade a. I don't know, I wonder why you didn't want to trade Gold for Snapcaster.
Well, that's the thing is he wants to keep the Snapcaster in play so that
Well, he can have
has
his own. Oh, but he wants to keep Aaron's in play too. He just wants to have 2 copies.
Yeah, because if he doesn't, then he can get Vapor
Yeah.
Snagged and then Sphinx, and then he's just cold for the Sphinx.
That's true.
So,
All right, so Aaron drew a land. It's just time to put that Sphinx back into play. I know it's
I
scary
mean-
drawing a bunch of cards, but
John has a few different lines here. I think
Taking it is the best line. Like, you want to just
Definitely.
take this damage, so you can untap, throw both your guys into the red zone, make a copy of Sphinx, make a copy of Snapcaster, kill off. Alright, untap draws a Ponder and a Island. So nothing that interacts with the board this turn.
you know, Pennick, kind of getting back into this game. I mean, this game looked like it was all but over, and one turn Aaron decided that he wanted to make that Snapcaster line instead of just following through the Sphinx, and
Yeah,
you know, gave John a little bit of an opening to see if he could make something happen. And
Yeah.
it's looking like that's what's going on here.
yeah, Aaron's decision trees are a little bit schizophrenic. All right, so Aaron's gonna take it now. Now, aren't you under the impression of just making as much draft messengers and ignoring the board? Like, you get to play 2 messengers this turn.
I think that's probably the right play. I mean, at this
Yeah.
point, it just doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Like, Aaron can't kill you next turn unless he has.
No, he just needs a Vapor Snag.
Is that all? So he's got 7, 8, 9. Yeah, and he has the Vapor Snag, I assume.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I guess you can't do that. This is tight. I think he has. Alright, so I think we're gonna image on the Tragic Slip to snag or to kill off like the messenger, and probably he's just going to make a.
So this image is
Yeah, the line that I would take is copy Snapcaster Mage, kill Snapcaster Mage, make a messenger with your Cavern Soul, say go. Then, like, just hope to get from there, because you have a Disciple to sack, you have, like, some clones. It's going to duress. Alright, so he chooses to duress. In response, I think he's going to what?
oh wow, I think John just won.
He was afraid of a removal spell.
But I mean, now he's just dead.
Yeah.
He's dead to like the passive ability of John's deck to just drain.
Yep. This is a crazy game.
This is a crazy game. All right.
All right. Cavern of Souls on Zombie. Drops Messenger comes down. And that Ponder better be good.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking like
It's crazy. Like, Aaron has taken some pretty drastic, pretty crazy lines in this game where he's drawn a bunch of cards Consecrated Sphinx.
so.
So let's
Ponder.
go digging.
Yeah. Let's see what he finds here.
A Blade Splicer, that's going to get shuffled away.
Yeah, it's just not good enough at this point. And he's 1 mana short of Splicering and Sphinxing on the same turn, and you also, I mean, you're actually going to need some running action this game. I guess the Sphinx kind of gives you all the action you ever
If
need.
Aaron
but
doesn't find something to interact, John does just have lethal.
his image and a disciple, or
He has a Disciple and a Metamorph.
so he
and
needs another land.
He does need another land, but you get 3 draw steps to find it, so you just like, yeah, how do you actually, no, that is true, you actually have, it's difficult to actually get there. Well, no, he just attacks with his team and the game's over. Because he's going to take 2, and then, no matter what, and then the messenger's going to die. and then you just play another messenger. And that's just game over. So if Aaron did not draw off of that Ponder Shuffle, the game is done. It's just over. He only needs to play one of those spells. Ooh. Alright, the game continues.
This game is crazy, man. It's crazy, man.
It's getting ridiculous. Alright, so Consecrated Sphinx at 3 lands. Next turn, John can Metamorph, Tragic Slip, the Snapcaster get in for 4. I think he drew his second disable. That's a little awkward.
He doesn't want that right now.
No. I like copying Snapcaster Mage, Tragic Slipping, and putting your opponent at 1 life.
I also like doing that.
I think Pennick likes doing that too. Copy Snapcaster Mage. Alright, Snapcaster down. 2 Snapcasters and a Diagraph Ghoul get into the red zone. Eric takes his 3/3 Golem, decides what to block. I guess when your opponent's team is all images, you might as well just block the Ghoul. In case, like, you never know what happens, yeah. Blocks the Diagraph Ghoul. Goes to 1 life against a deck with Blood Artist and Diagraph Ghoul in it.
Yeah, the
1 life is just not a good place to be in Standard. Like,
no, not at all.
Vapor Snake, Gut Shot.
Got shot against everybody.
Yeah.
You know, if like everybody has 8 cards to just get you.
All right, we have a Purge though.
It's a good one.
Yeah, but now there's no
But it's all
black
blue guys
creature. Yeah,
on
so,
John's side
so
of the
I
board.
mean,
Yeah,
it
John's
seemed
mono black
correct.
deck is
It seemed
it's
to
all
kill,
blue guys
yeah.
right now.
It seemed correct to kill that one, but now it's not. So now if he whips
John
on a
with his
Sphinx,
3 Snapcaster Mages.
every line has just been like one slightly wrong move. Like everything Aaron's done to get to the spot. I even like blocking the Diagraph Ghoul, and then I was like, oh yeah, that isn't right. Oh, we found a Snapcaster Mage. Now the board's just gonna get decimated.
Yeah. I think Aaron wins anyway. From that Snapcaster Mage after all this. Unless he Vapor Snags his own Sphinx again for some reason, then he does not win.
Alright, Vapor Snag. Yeah, kill off an image. Alright, blocks happen. Team's dead. Reassemble the team. Let's draw some cards.
Let's try to find a Geralt's Messenger. And he's then on board. Oh no, he's not then on board because he's got.
No, because he can chump block.
And he gains 2 from the
Yep.
Disciple. Yeah, so looking for that Blood Artist or Messenger.
Well, we found a birthing pod. I don't know what that's going to do, but if...
Still
Oh,
have
no.
a worm in his deck because that would be good enough, right? Oh,
No.
no, he can only go to 5.
If
Okay.
what happens here? We block, we play that, and we sack that. No, we do have enough. So if he doesn't attack with everything and nothing... Oh, there's another Purge?
When did he draw another Purge?
I thought he only had 2 Purges. Didn't you already play both Purges?
I thought he did. One got duressed. He
One
drew the
got
other
dressed and he played another. He should not have another Purge in hand.
Is it a Divine Offering?
No, I think it's a Celestial Purge. Can we get a confirmation on this? He shouldn't have Purge in hand.
Oh, it might be a Revoke Existence.
It could be. No, he has a Celestial Purge in hand.
Yeah, but he cast Celestial Purge last turn from his hand, correct?
Yes. It's a what? He shouldn't have a Purge. He used both of his Purges in this game.
Hey, Magic players!
Oh no, he snapcastered it,
We are
didn't he?
very fortunate today.
He did Snapcaster the Purge, but didn't he cast another Purge then last turn?
We
Or
have
was that?
Can we get confirmation from someone online? I swear he used both purges.
They are located on the opposite side of the room, close to the I through N board.
He must not. I think
Amber does playmats and tokens.
anyone that was following along online, did he ever cast a second purge?
You should definitely stop by when you have some free time between rounds. Thank you very much for coming. We hope you're having a good time.
Yeah, he got to rest. Then he Snapcastered it
Okay.
to remove Geralt's Messenger, and then he.
Why did he? Was he dead? Oh, he couldn't activate Birthing Pod? Because he could have played a. Oh no, he got it purged. Okay, so we have to go to a quick game 3. Wow, this has just been going crazy. That game was unreal.
Yeah, that game was unbelievable.
Yeah, did he only cast one Celestial Purge in that entire match? Except for that last one? He must have.
Yeah, I thought it happened 2 turns in a row. I thought he Snapcastered a Purge,
And then he cast a Purge?
and then he had 3 Snapcasters in play, and the next turn.
Oh, he
purged
drew
away the-
No, he drew the Purge and he just didn't use it. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. We were
He
talking
drew
about
it
how
off
he
the-
couldn't use the Purge.
Yeah, oh, because of the 3 blue guys.
All right,
You're right,
time for
you're
more
right.
caffeine. Let's wake up.
Yeah. It's just odd when you're under the gun like that and you have a Purge in hand and can't use it against the mono black deck. Just both of our brains were just like, I don't understand how that's possible.
Yeah.
Even though we just talked about it.
All right, so hopefully we
Morning.
can get That was such an interesting game. That is a game that
No
I want to
sense
go
that.
back and talk about. Like, there's a couple like crazy lines of errands, and it just feels like John also could have done something if your opponent's at 1 life. All right. I think they maybe got a little bit of a time extension too, maybe? I don't know, but hopefully they can get this game done.
Yeah,
Taking a
so
round
they
1 draw is
probably
just not
had
good.
at least a minute or 2 while we got them set up under the camera.
Hopefully. All right, so hands are drawn, and Aaron's is very slow and it's a Consecrated Sphinx, a probe, some type of offering. All right, and John gets started with a Gravecrawler, the best turn 1, and a second Consecrated Sphinx drawn. No life will be paid to probe John Pennick, and he shows.
Ooh, kind of a stinker.
Well, John's game plan is we want to get this game done. I think this hand has some aggression. I don't want to mulligan into Oblivion.
I mean, it's definitely a reasonable keep,
Yeah.
especially given the circumstances, but
Yeah.
not where he wants to be.
What about drawing another Gravecrawler?
That puts it in a much better spot.
Yeah. I love how Gravecrawler...
It makes a big difference.
Yeah,
And
Gravecrawler
with that Blood Artist having double Gravecrawlers, pretty huge.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a Bladesbuster? I'll run into that.
Players, that time in the round.
Oh, so that's time to have extra 5
Finish
minutes.
your turn, you have 5 extra turns. If your match is over, please bring your resolve to sleep at the main stage. Once again, it's
No
time in the
Celestial
round.
Purge. That makes John very happy.
Yep.
I love John's patience on his dresses. Like, he doesn't need that information yet. He knows it's not valuable. Oh, he's going to cast anyway.
Well, I mean, at this point, like, he doesn't know what he's going to draw off the top of his deck. Only target is Divine Offering here, so he is looking at a hand. Aaron only has a Snapcaster Mage, which can target an irrelevant Divine Offering, and a couple of Sphinxes, so there's no Bladesplicer in there, huh? I thought there was.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have a Bladesbuster. No, he just has a Snapcaster Mage, and so now he's just going to run one out probably and get that probe out of the... Oh,
Hang life for this probe.
this is real scary.
I mean, he wants to display its
He
place
wants-
on this
yeah.
turn, but he can't. So he's going to Snapcaster and flashback one of those probes right now.
Yep.
He really doesn't have any other choice. Said choose not to. Aaron down to 8 here.
John has an answer for the first Sphinx, has a Blood Artist in play, has a bunch of creatures that don't care if they die.
Ratchet Bomb a turn too late.
Yeah.
1 turn behind here. And Aaron's going to cast that anyway, needs to.
Yeah, Ratchet Bomb comes down.
And I mean, the Snapcaster Mage can't even really block. It's just a terrible block if it does.
Yeah, it's the same
I mean,
thing as it just costs John 1 mana, and he gains him 2 life.
Yeah. And at this point, he knows that from the probes that John's hand is not an action-packed sequel. You know, he's
All right, untaps, draws Restoration Angel.
that's a good one.
It's fine.
Not good enough.
Yeah, at this point it's so hard. Like, you're at 2 life. If John ever draws another zombie, he gets the team back. You really need to find a purge to get rid of the Blood Artist and then get rid of both the zombies. But
Well, I think Aaron's just dead on board because there's a Fume Spitter in John's hand. So next turn, John
he can just kill both of
attacks
his
us both,
creatures. Yeah.
and then just Fume Spitters his own Blood Artist, and
Yeah.
Aaron dies. So, yeah, both Grave Crawlers sent into the red zone.
And because of the Go for the Throat, if the Fume Spitter ever resolves, there's 2 damage right there. That's still not what you want to do. I guess it's fine.
I mean,
but-
now John just wins on board, right?
Yeah. Go for the Throat, kill the Restoration Angel, game's over.
Well, I mean, Aaron could have popped the bomb there, right?
He could have popped the bomb and
Gone
went to
to
1
1.
and hoped that John didn't have a Fume Spitter, but I think he just...
Yeah, I mean,